So fine, now that we have these guys, the menu items, okay, I know because it's not clickable, some persons are feeling like it's not behaving like a menu item for a website. You know what to do now. Just the Ahref thing, right? Ahref. Sorry, I'm doing it haphazardly. It's kind of scattered. Okay. Please permit me to copy and paste. So I'll save your time and resources. A moment, please. I'm almost done. Good. So save, and we are here. I think that makes you feel better, right? Okay. So now to let's do a quick arrangement. Let's kind of give them some space, scatter them into this place and do that quickly to to make it look like what I think you have in mind. Quickly, I would start copying and pasting from here. Now I don't want to talk to just li. Remember, Ahref is inside of li list, so I'll be talking to A. And what am I saying? You see that on the line? That line here, where are we? This line underneath this link. I don't like that sometimes. So let's remove that with what? Text decoration. None. Now you have option of underline and all of that. But when I say text decoration none, that line is gone. That's that about that. The color is blue. You can leave it the way it is. You can change the color of the link of the Ahref or whatever it is. But for now, let's attend to what we have to. Now remember that this is block. And since it is, we can actually give some space. To the left, to the right, what are we talking about? Let's see what we'll be giving them. Let's just say they should give themselves at least something like 10 pixels. So I would want to say margin, no, not top, just margin. Okay. Margin to the left, to the right. Do we need to put something on top? Is anybody cheated? Okay, it's too close to the top, and okay, since it's the same height, too close to the top, far from the bottom. Fine. To solve that problem, you don't need to guess. Give it a height. I'll give it a height of 30 pixels, and so that up margin will be 10, down 10. That makes up for the 50, which is here, which is the main height of the whole menu. So margin up and down 10 pixels, left and right 20 pixels. Is that too much? Okay, let me say 15 pixels because it will amount to 30 when two people come together. Okay, so and I said we're supposed to give it a height, and let's say the height is what, 30 pixels. I guess that should arrange what we want. 30 pixels. Great. Now remember, it's right in the middle here. Now remember, I told you something here that I said if you want the text to be in the middle, you do something like text align left, text align center, and all of that. Now I want these guys to move this way. Okay. Now that we've successfully attained the layout as we had it in our design, as well as created a menu with items in it, it is now time to tell how responsive or make this whole website responsive. When I mean responsive, I mean what would it look like when it's on a smaller device, a bigger device? Is it going to take the same look? Let's look at something quickly. Let's say you kind of reduce this browser window this way, this way, this way. You can get to see that the menu item is beginning to close up on the logo or on the website name. Now, what if we keep going? You can get to see that even before we get to the size of a mobile device, the menu is beginning to the menu items are beginning to get splitted. You can see the contact us has already dropped down here, and it continues that way. You can get to see this, you can get to see even the hey guys, and the website name is already scattered, and everything is becoming somehow more like getting distorted. You really don't want to see this in your website. Now, lucky you, it's just because of the styling you used initially. That's why this even looked a bit arranged. But then imagine you have a picture here, another content here. They will all, go into each other, just like hey guys is going into banner and all of that. And you don't want that. And so now to make the website responsive, starting from the menu, which we'll be doing now, to make our menu responsive, would have to follow the few steps I'll be showing us. It's very, very simple. It's more like a secret ingredient to attaining responsiveness when it comes to website development. So at this point, I'll be showing us the key, should I call it the cornerstone to website responsiveness, and it's all about CSS. Yes, CSS may be needing some other guys, but the main thing that have it done, that tells your website or tells your program or tells yes, that you can use to put a conditional statement in your program based on the width of the screen or the width of the browser window, is known as it's known as the media query. Yep, media query. Now let's quickly look at that. Now when it comes to CSS, there's what is called media query. And with media query, we can actually write more like a conditional statement. Not outright, yes, conditional statement, but then the parameters we are putting to test here are or is the width of the screen. Sometimes the height, but most times we like to work with the width because that's one of the easiest thing that can tell us when we are working on a smaller, bigger, medium, or very large screen. So to do that quickly, what we need to do is to just put this command. We're back to our codes now. What we want to attain is a menu that looks like what you see today on mobile devices or on mobile browsers or on tabs. A responsive menu. Just work with us and you'll see that at the end of the whole day, what we will attain will be something like this. Now this is G tutorial. Let's say we want to compress this, come down a bit. Can you see this? Can you see this? Now exactly, this is what we want to achieve, because if you don't have something like this, the whole list of menu items will come crashing. You can see something like this to come crashing if it's not well arranged, to come crashing on your website content, and the whole thing will be a mess. You won't like it. Another problem is that the text will become still so much. If you say you want to reduce the font size to become too tiny to read as well. So you need to take note of all of those things. And that's why we're doing this. So that's what we want to achieve. Let's do that quickly. Are we sure? Yes, go. Okay, so we start at media. Okay. At media only screen, and we're working with the maximum width. Just a moment, I'll tell you what this means. And I want to work with 900 pixel. Good. Now, for this command, for this, should I call it a statement in CSS? It tells the browser that at this point, whatever we're going to put inside of this brace bracket, from here to here, whatever we're going to put inside of this place will be guided by this conditional statement, meaning this should be executed when the what? When the screen is 900 pixel or less. Yes, you're seeing maximum width, meaning that this would not execute, or the highest point where any code inside of this place would be valid is when it is 900. Anything after 900, that's the maximum width for this to be valid, for this media query, for the media queries, for the media script and command and designs or anything or styles to be active. The maximum size must be what? 900 pixel. Anything after 900 pixel, it's no longer valid. Like every content inside of this bracket would not work. Are we together? So that's more like a conditional statement, and let's see what we can do with that quickly. Now, another thing you need to know is that sometimes you can just see something like at media and you don't see only. Now, the only is there to take care of older browsers that actually, although Media Query had been on for years, however, for the sake of the very, 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 very old guys that have not seen their computer probably for the last 10 years and the computer is still working, or the computer had not, sniffed the internet for the past 15 years, and which means they are still on the very, very old browser. If by mistake they have to come online for the first time and wouldn't be updating their browsers immediately, then your website will still not get that distorted. It simply means that for very old browsers that would not support media, it should as well not run the script so as not to mess up anything. So instead of doing it the way, if it can't do it the way it is, then you shouldn't do it at all. Yeah. So don't scare yourself just for safety reasons, Yeah. Okay, so let's do this quickly. Now, the next thing we'll be doing is this. So since what we want, let's come back to the website quickly. Since what we want is when this window is brought down to 900 pixel downwards, we want these whole menu items to first disappear, and after it disappears, we want to see the 3 dots here. Then after the 3 dots appear, so we want it to be clickable, and once it is clicked, we want to see our menu item listed somewhere around here. Are we together? So we can see the tags we want. Clear this up, put the 3 items, the 3 lines more like a menu icon, then make it clickable, and once it is clicked, we want the menu to appear down here to the right. So let's do that quickly. The first we said is to what? Get these guys. The first we said we want is to get these guys off our list. All of these items. I guess by now that will be quite a simple task. Okay, so now those items, where can we find them? They are inside of what? Menu, unordered list, and here we go. Here they are. So quickly, to get those guys off the grid, would simply do this. Talk to menu inside of. So you put your regular CSS script. You don't need to do anything special. This is just the only thing you need to put. Put this, open the bracket for the media and close it. Everything inside remains your normal CSS. Like I can pick the whole of this footer and put it here. The only difference is that only when the screen is 900 pixels and less, that's when it will execute. So let's come here. I'll be talking to menu, hashtag menu, like we do every time. And I'm saying, menu, you have this guy called UL. What I want you to do for me is this. Make him not to display. So display none. Now let's see what the effect of this would be quickly. I refresh, and after the refresh, let's see, I'm beginning to reduce the screen so you will get to know where 900 pixels for this week look like. It's coming, will it work? Yep, it worked. Can you now see that at 900 pixels it disappears? Are you seeing it? Disappears, and when I increase it over 900, it comes back. Now, one thing you really need to know about Media Query, one more thing we need to add is we need to put what is called, we need to add a metadata to the top of your HTML script on which, or the page where you would want Media Query to be executed. Remember that I said one of the things we put here could be meta tags and all of that. Why this is important is, now I'm using a desktop browser to show this to you. One of the challenges you face is, if you don't put this metadata, it will not pick the size of the browser. The Media Query will also not work fine once you are opening this on the mobile device, on a mobile device where it is actually built for, where you really want to see, where you really want to see your Media Query at work. So you don't just want it to work at the test level, you also want it to work when you are launching. And so to do that, you just simply add the metadata to it. And so this is the metadata. I'll just pasting it. Yeah, have you seen that? Yeah, I don't want to have any issues with all of this script, so I prefer to just paste it. So this is it. Are you seeing it? So once you do this, you wouldn't see the effect now. However, it means when you also open the website on a real mobile device, it will do exactly what you're seeing on your desktop browser.